7:30 on ABC. It is number 18 Oklahoma on the road at number 14 Tennessee. The Vols are a 3-point favorite. I brought up the question about Oklahoma on the last show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring it up again now. Oklahoma, if you look at their body of work, has played one. Count them. One trustworthy offense, and they gave up 34 points and 431 yards a week ago.
Yes.
I think Oklahoma is much better than a year ago. I don't think there's any question about that. But I also do feel like there's a bit of fool's gold here.
Okay.
And that might be due to the offense, probably more the offense than the defense. On last week's episode, we got a nice comment that I think rightfully questioned my logic and said, well, let's see what happened. Let's see what happens against Ole Miss, because the Ole Miss defense is very gettable. Well, what they got was 26 points, right?
Yeah.
14 of which came on long, kind of broken play touchdowns. So,
by the way, get those. Those are great to have.
Hey, you'll take them, right?
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. More teams want explosive plays for sure.
Yeah.
But this is just my kind of longer way of saying that I am still not fully trusting of the Oklahoma offense. I like John Mateer.
I'm with you.
Running the ball has been a struggle off and on throughout the course of the season. Defensively, they're fine. Defensively, they're very good. But offensively, when they need some more pop, I'm just not sure it's fully there to get it. And a game like this against Tennessee is one that I think is going to feature a lot of points, Dan.
Okay.
So if you're an Oklahoma fan, you need points. You're going to need to score, 30 points? Thereabouts to beat Tennessee, and that's not something we've seen Oklahoma do yet this year.
I think that's somewhat right. Oklahoma's defense is still good, even though you, I think, rightfully have pointed out the trustworthy, good offenses that they face. I think they still have good players. They've performed really well against, even if the offenses are not super trustworthy. They've performed like a good defense should. Are they a top 5 defense in the country? Maybe not, but I don't see how you could look at this Oklahoma defense and not consider them to be quality.
They're very quality. I'm not saying they're not quality.
So
I'm just looking at the body of work.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, all right, well, they finally played an offense that we know is good in Ole Miss, and they gave up 34 points. They gave up a bunch of yards. It's not everything. It was a back-and-forth game. Oklahoma could have won that game. They were certainly in it. So this is not said to demean Oklahoma, but it does kind of support what I was saying a week ago, which is everybody's high in Oklahoma. We like Oklahoma. We like what they did in the offseason. This team is clearly better. But as for a team that was being talked up as maybe an SEC or a playoff contender a month ago, I don't see it. They're not that good.
So here's the interesting thing to me. And I know Oklahoma fans have, we'll put it kindly, mixed views on Ben Arbuckle and the job he's done steering into what Oklahoma can and can't do well, roster-wise, whatever, with this offense. And it's still a rebuilding offensive machine for Oklahoma. If you can find a little bit of grass against Tennessee, you can grab a lot of grass. This is not a good tackling team. This is a team that will offer you a flimsy arm to run through if you get through that first level. You know, guys coming up in run support, guys trying to make tackles in the open field, especially given the injuries and perhaps the dip in talent level after last season in the back end of the Tennessee defense. And now they might be without, I think Colton Hood got hurt last week, and he's been very good. I want to say Colorado transfer for Tennessee. We still don't know the status of Jermod McCoy, who I don't even know if he's going to play this season. We'll see. And he was considered to be like the lockdown star power of this defense heading out of last season before he got hurt.
He's probably a first-round draft pick, yeah.
Right. And hasn't seen the field, obviously, this season. So Tennessee needs to score those points, is what I'm saying. They've needed those defensive touchdowns, right? The scoops and scores, and I think they had a batted down pass that was caught and brought back against Kentucky last week. They've needed those not to score a lot of points, but they've needed those to get the defense off the field, right? They need like the all or nothing element of this defense to be successful. Turnovers, namely. I love the Tennessee offense. I love how Joey Aguilar has stepped in. I love these two running backs. I love the fearlessness with which they still play, even with the changes that they've had on offense. I like Tennessee a bunch here. The only thing I really don't love about it is there's some sort of theme, like blackout situation, I want to say,
I hate that.
in this game.
Yeah.
That scares me a little bit. But what's the number right now as of time of recording?
3 in favor of Tennessee.
I like that number. I like that. I think 30-20 is something in there. I like Tennessee here.
If I told you that this game was going to be a shootout, who would you trust more?
Oh, I would trust Tennessee more. I would also trust Tennessee more because I want to say Oklahoma has played exactly one road game in like true road game against a power conference team, or I think anybody this year, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just the South Carolina game and then the neutral site game against Texas. So in terms of like how battle tested they are after the Ole Miss game, I think Tennessee's in a better spot here at home. So yeah.
I agree completely. And to bring this full circle in talking about whether or not Oklahoma is playing trustworthy defenses, whether that matters to you or not, I don't know. But statistically, the Tennessee offense is better than Ole Miss's. And I think there's always a capability with the Josh Heupel offense that they're going to score a bunch of points. So, real point spread has Tennessee by 6. I'm going to say it's something like 33-27. I'm with you on the Vols. I think the Vols win outright.
And Tennessee has not had a perfect season.
No.
But I think the lapses have come against, well, look, it's the road game against Alabama, which sort of blew up in that middle 8. And then I'm not going to say they were fortunate to beat Mississippi State, but they did need those defensive touchdowns to send that game to overtime and win. So I think this is a nice spot for Tennessee to build on what they've been doing lately. So yeah, I'm going Vols by nearly or right around 10.
Yeah, and by the way, Mississippi State's a pretty good team this year. There's not a whole lot of shame in that if you're going to OT against Mississippi State.
Well,
really
it's not
good.
a matter of shame or not. Tennessee is more advanced in terms of roster construction and rhythm to the point where like they likely should win that kind of game in regulation. It's a tough place to play, tough team.
I know. But you could say that about a lot of teams.
Totally.
All we know is this. Mississippi State is not nearly as bad as the odds makers thought preseason when they had a 3.5 over-under. They're much better than that.
I would go as far as saying that Mississippi State is the clear best winless in-conference team in America.
Probably, yeah.
I don't even have a doubt about it.